Hello and welcome to part 7 of Orange Dragon Gaming presents Let's Play Final Fantasy VIII Remastered here on the PC. This is a coronavirus-inspired episode today as we now enter day 2 of the complete and utter pandemic and panic that has ensued the United States of America as a result of said virus. That being said, that doesn't stop us. This is what we've been training our whole lives for, is to hang out, play games, record things, and otherwise just have a good time. So now, at this point in time, I've liberated the town of Balamb. That one there. I've irritated my cat. We're in need of something to do. So, we have free reign of the world as we are currently situated. But what's going to happen next is the next thing in the story is, quite frankly, the end of the disc. And what I mean by that is we're going to encounter the Galbadian Garden. As my cat slowly dies from not being paid attention to. There we go. Forgot about the triple speed for a second there. And take the semi-long way. Oh, wait. One of two things can be going on right now. I either have to find Elone, or I have to find the Galbadian Garden. Neither of which are particularly fun things to do. The white CD ship hides pretty good. It's in one of these little nooks and crannies, and I can never quite remember where it is. Which certainly doesn't help. Well, that's just assuming that's true. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go double check. As I know that the Galbadian Garden's here on the south continent. So we're going to go double check and try to scout for the enemy. Oh, I'm not supposed to do any of this right now. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the northern continent. Selfie requested us to go take a swing by Trabia Garden, the garden that she transferred from, to go see how the missile launch impacted Trabia Garden. So we're going to go and do that. Just kind of got to needle my way around. Alright, and then the garden's over there. Nope, that's definitely more forest. I think I gotta come in from the south. There we go. Okay, Chocobo Forest. But you know what? Let's just take a stop off real quick. So the Chocobos in Final Fantasy VIII don't play nearly as important of a role as they do in other Final Fantasy games, be it Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy IX to be specific. To a lesser extent, 10. 12, they're pretty useful as well, I guess. But in this game, they're more for fun. They're just for fun. You have to blow the whistle twice. Sometimes it's just easier. Okay, so now what that ultimately does is it unlocks Chocobo's world. Bam, 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 bam. So what that does now is I can use the Chocobo minigame back out in the... Oh, Zell's pretty dinged up. Let's fix that real quick. Okay. So, off to find Trabia Garden. Which methinks isn't where I used to think it was once. I know it's not on the northernmost island. Okay, at this point in time, I've committed to taking the long way around. Alright, so now we're over in the Esthar portion of the world. And some of these, one of these islands here, which is actually, I think... I'll just point it out. This island here, this is known as the island closest to heaven. If you walk around the outside edges of that map, of that island rather, you'll encounter these strong draw points for some of the strongest magic that exists in the game. The problem is that most of the monsters on that island are incredibly difficult to deal with. Whereas otherwise, while I'm over kind of in the overworld, the island on the westernmost portion of the map is known as the island closest to hell, which is this guy coming into view here. Same deal, super duper strong draw points on the outside edges of it, but the enemies on it are incredibly difficult to deal with as well. Come here, Deuce. Hop on my lap, bud. Come on. Say hi to the internet, Deuce. As my cat slowly tries to move my microphone out of any kind of useful spot. Alright, think. Yep. A little side note for those of you that don't stock up your magic as crazy as I do. Really nice area to stock up on both Regan Those things sometimes have Reagan. Oh, no, it's not Reagan. They don't stock Reagan. They have, they drop mesmerized blades, which you can refine into 20 Reagans. That's what it is. They drop the items, they give you Reagans. See, there's 120 of them right there. Nice. And there's also another enemy in the area called a Gala, I want to say. That one drops mysterious fluid, which you can refine into Meltdown, which is an incredible spell to use. It gives the enemy the status condition Vitality 0. So basically they have no defense. I didn't Junction Pandemona. So 0 to physical meaning 0 physical defense. That's a little better. So we're going to try to farm some Galas right now. I think they only occur in the snow. That would be one of them right there. This one isn't particularly strong, high enough level, so I'm not going to be able to stock Meltdown from it, unfortunately. Hopefully it'll drop some more mysterious fluids than the one I just mugged. Because Meltdown's really good. So you can junction it to your Vitality stat in kind of a counterintuitive way. It is one of the strongest magics to junction to your Vitality, not named Ultima. And it also teaches Quistis an attack as well. So let's do that before I get too greedy. I find it odd that Squall, despite being the highest level character, doesn't have the highest base attributes. That's interesting. Oh, and by the way, this is the best party to utilize throughout the course of the game, because their limit breaks are by far superior to the rest. Rhinoa's is a little more niche to use. Selfies is terrible, Quistis is terrible. Irvine's can be good, but only if you can keep replenishing your pulse ammo. Which, if you ask me, is a bit of a crapshoot to try to do. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have Zell and Rhinoa stock up in Curaga because, duh, 3rd level magic, right? Should probably do it. Oh, we get one more round. In the best and most efficient use of our time and resource, that is time. Nice, nice. Nice. Beautiful. Got a couple abilities to learn. Yeah, sure, why not? at that kind of weird point in the game where most of my Guardian Forces know all the good stuff they need to learn, so it's just kind of like, learn whatever you want to learn. Alright, the other thing I want to check is make sure that we have all of our stocks of Reagan. Oh yeah. Now I'll just finish the deal off real quick. Need a higher level galas. I don't have Tonberry. Although I could go get it. So there's a Guardian Force Tonberry that you can obtain any point in time after you... When is it? I always like to do it after the Galbadian Garden just because it makes your setup so much better within that battle. But anyway, you can... Tonberry has the exclusive level up, level down command, so you can level up or level down or level up your enemies to get them to drop rarer stuff. You combo that with the rare item ability that certain Guardian Forces can learn. All of a sudden, getting the stuff that you need to make better weapons and just have better materials becomes much, much easier to do. Alright, so Trabian Garden doesn't look so good. And we're walking. I think there's a draw point, yeah, for zombie. So nothing too... I think that was, Yep, okay. So that noise was the... I never noticed that before, but look at Squall's jacket versus the jacket on the tombstone there. Pretty similar. And then there's another jacket to the left of Zell, above Rinoa. And there's a rifle at the base of that one as well. That jacket looks more like a CD uniform, which of course you don't like wear ever in this game. I know that that particular person has Selfie's card. I think there's a drop point for Aura somewhere. Yep. Sometimes you just don't need certain magics anymore. There you go. And so now we're in a dialogue-heavy sequence. Skull's going through his inner monologue, trying to figure out what's coming next. So this is one of those things that Squall does also well, is I'm going to have this total conversation with everybody, but inside my own head. And this part's probably one of my favorite little backstory fillers to ever exist in any video game. What you playing? War! Oh. I think we all know who that is. Little kid cipher. So the revelation here is that Alone, who the sorceress is searching for, is Sis. But as we also know, we know who the sorceress is. But what's the connection here? So this is one of those things where the guardian forces are supposed to take up part of your memories. Ba ba bum. Okay, so the sorceress is the matron who took care of everybody when they were all small young children, orphaned children. And what we're trying to figure out now is why would Adia Kramer, because Adia and the sorceress are two different people, why would Adia Kramer cook up a scheme with Sid, with the headmaster, to rid the world of the sorceress, when she is in fact one and the same? The answer is quite simply, we haven't been given all the information yet within this game. And I don't really want to spoil it too much. Snow. The S word. Alright, so now, as you can see, one of the missile impact sites. Oh, it's one of the things the game built in to keep you from venturing out into places that you shouldn't go. To think they actually cared about us. Alright, so now, in the interest of doing what I'd like to do, I'm going to progress the storyline along, assuming I find a beach. Look who's here, the Galbadian Garden. But first things first. Random encounter with a gel eye. I guess we don't get to go there just yet. Go time. So, that's the Galbating Garden, the G Garden for short. Alright, so let's make some orders. We don't need a party, true party for right now. Alright, we got everybody going where they're going. Always take the time to save before something major is going to happen. I just love this. This like the way that they assault the garden is fantastic. Catapulted motorcycles with rocket boosters. Like what a frickin' adrenaline rush, right? Ruh-roh. I know it's hanging off a ledge. That was a little unnecessary on my part. Sloppy fighting. Alright, so Squall currently doesn't have any junctions. Onward and upward. We gotta keep in mind that the G Garden, like, that's an actual military facility as opposed to just a mercenary force. So they use their garden to actually train their military, whereas Balamb's just a tiny little nation of one town, probably like 80 people that live in the city. So that's just more of a place for CD to develop, and CD is a mercenary force to be deployed by anybody who can pay the price. So we have Balamb Garden are at a severe disadvantage in terms of fighting numbers. We'll have a bunch of cadets, but they'll have professional soldiers. Now, of course, we have the 6 heroes of the game. So we're going to be able to handle some business, but yeah. Alright, everything leveled up there. okay? Did I mess something up here? Oh. That does come into play later in the game. So for the early part of the game, you don't need to really worry about your hit junction, your evasive junction, mostly because you don't have it, your luck junction, or your speed junction. But later in the game, you can make yourself so darn overpowered. It's almost hilarious to play this game. And now one of the more difficult sequences in the game. Alright, so now I'm going to get dropped down on a cable. Oh, I lose. You typically lose the first one. Especially because I was thinking punch was B. You know. So, whoops. Hit it when time is up. Alright, so we initiate the dialogue. Cue door, paratrooper, knockdown on floor, circle around, boops you against the wall. You immediately start mashing your confirm button. I actually kind of wish this mechanic of the game got implemented a little more often, where you get into a fist fight with somebody. Dang it, he got me again. We'll get there. If he's just gonna let me punch him, I'm gonna keep punching him. Oh, I almost got him with the death blow. I haven't landed one ever. Got him. Alright, we're going to drift around a little bit. Yay, we saved the girl. It's chaotic. Dang, that guy just got wasted right off his motorcycle. Forgot about that one. Excuse me. So, fun fact, I own 2 necklaces with this particular symbol. One is out of pewter, one is out of cheap silver. And I used to wear them religiously. I also had a ring too, but that my fingers got a little too fat for it. And I'm not cool enough to have a pinky ring, so yeah. But still, it's like I don't get it hung up on jewelry very often, but that was one thing I'm like, oh, they make this. I need it. There's a drop point out here somewheres for something. Oh, dang. 13 auras. Tell me how you feel. How about no? Alright, so I'm going to get my party set up. I'm going to call it a video for now because the next one is going to be all about the raid on the Galbadian Garden. Which is a really hugely pivotal moment within the game. So, sure didn't seem like we've been here for 50 some odd minutes, but what we're going to end up doing here is, next time we're going to boot up, we're going to try to get through the Galbadian Garden. We're trying to find the sorceress. We're trying to end things once and for all. But as most of you probably are aware, we're only on disc 2 and there's 4 discs, which means something's going to go not according to plan, which is fine because then we get more of this fantastic game to play. So until next time, Orange Dragon Gaming, we are signing off. Look forward to part 8 coming soon.